Hi, I'm ilabasmati. Today, I'm going to talk another different topic, very different. Uh, Today, we travel to Baghdad, the center of the universe in the Middle Age. 1,000, no, 1 million, 1.5 million of inhabitants that is destroyed by the Mongols in the determinate moment. Well, but my name is always is ilabasmati art and literature, but I I had been studying more literature than art, but always talk about art. But today is so half of art and half of literature. I'm going to talk about illustration. I'm going to describe an illustration. It's difficult in here, more or less, is the illustration. Um, I can show. Well, it's Maqamat. Maqamat in Arab is a particular formula of about poetry. The Arabs has the best lyric of the world. Well, I'm going to describe horsemen celebrating the end of the Ramadan with flags and trumpet. The coloring of the group of rider the music allows the painter to reflect the represented vitality that make way from the month of fasting. The group turn to the pictures and discover among the crowd faithful an old man who is this is the main character, who is familiar to them and is in the company of a woman. Also, the woman has nothing to do with in space of intended for men. The narrator push his hand to his mouth. This gesture expresses wonder and curiosity. The scene is a painting in 2000, no, 100, no, 1237. The trumpet and the different scene. In the blog, I'm going to put, well, in Baghdad. Baghdad is for several centuries the center of the Muslim power, striking from China to Spain. After is Cordoba. 50 years earlier, the Crusaders are expelled from Jerusalem. Paris, with 250,000 inhabitants, is the largest city of Europe, but Baghdad, with 1.5 million inhabitants, is in the world, the center of the world. This old man, the main character with a white beard, put one hand of the woman's shoulder, and with the other takes out a piece of paper from his pocket, on which he begs for an alms and say that he's blind. It's a lie, and that's he writes from memory. The narrator recognizes an old acquaintance in him and invites him to eat with his partner. At the end of the meal, the old man asks for some aromatic water. The narrator is a trade. The narrator leaves the room to go find, and when he returns, he finds that the two guests have left, has gone. The old man is called Abu Said. It's very famous in the literature, in the old literature, in the medieval literature. And his, for Spain, is interesting because in Spain we have the novela picaresque character, and is in the 16th century, Lazarillo de Tormes and Guzmán de Alfarache, and is 500th century of Abu Said, but it's the same formula. Well, he's among the daring hero and beautiful woman, one of the most popular figures of the ancient Arab world. So Maqamat is a particular from original. He's an itinerant beggar who makes living with his little scam and his extraordinary eloquence. Fantasy and lies are mixed in his narrative, but even when he's accused of lack of truth, he's never punished because he knows how to entertain listeners. You have different creative strategies. It has the ability to awake compassion. Sometimes he declares himself blind, and all the time he says that he has seen his son, whom is rags, that is to say, his shame prevent him from greeting. Then the coins rain down. He's very intelligent. Elsewhere, he said that they cannot pronounce the R, and fascinated with his listener with a long speech is which he avoid pronouncing this consonant. Then the local official offer him a job, but Abu Said rejected because a corner in the barrels is preferable to being appointed to a position of honor. He continues on his way, personifying life free and freedom, and the art of free speech, of storytelling, of the ability to captivate people only with words so appreciated in the East. It's nowadays the same. The figure, I suppose that this came from India. I'm not sure. The figure of Al-Said is created in 1100 by Al-Hariri, who should not be confused with Al-Wasiti, who 100 years later copies the text of Al-Hariri and illustrate this. I show you the illustration of Al-Hariri with 99 miniatures. The author is known to have been a civil servant who has palm plantation and to write a book of Arabic grammar and a book of improper use of an Arabic idiom. But what is famous and are the Maqamat with 15 stories starring Abu Said. Maqamat means session and indicate both place and meeting. The word designates the situation. The word designates the situation in which the protagonist, the main character, act. Previously, the figure of the itinerant beggar already exists, but Al-Hariri rewrite and in it in such a way that this Maqamat, Maqam is the singular and Maqamat is the plural, are part of the most beautiful of the Arabic language. And not only her, the surahs of Quran are versified. The sovereigns makes the edict written in verse, and Arabic is very rich in syllables syllable with very similar final sounds. Al-Hariri not only excels in this field, he constantly discovers image compression, plays on a word, and unleashes and verbal flow, which cover the whole even until it's unrecognizable. To do this relies on the multi-meaning of Arabic word, difficult to reproduce in a more univocal language. The Al-Hariri Maqamat soon became so popular that more than 700 copies were personally licensed. He died in 1122. 13 illustrated manuscripts of the Maqamat are preserved. Two of them are from the 13th and early 14th centuries. One of the brief periods in which the pleasure of image is greater than the prohibition. Later, some of these words have worse luck. When Al-Wasiti illustrate the story of Abu Said Baghdad's heyday is past. It's terrible. In 1258, the government capitulated to the Mongols, who kills a million inhabitants, loot their home, and throw this library into the Tigris. Fearful that the number of books would overflow, they burn the rest of the books. Terrible. Well, that's all. Until tomorrow. Thanks for all. Bye.